someone told me that the Watchers were here a couple days ago, and then I was chased down a dark country road, and my car has turbo, and I just floored it around curves to get home. I go over to my dad's house yesterday, and there was, in two different pairs, men in black I've never seen before. And they were dressed just like those people that Alex Jones put at his site when the Boston Marathon occurred. These men dressed in black, all wearing caps, looked like they were taking bombs out of a bag, that later it was quickly taken out of the news. And then these other people were blamed for the act. Well, they used black for intimidation. They used black for the devil. But I want to tell this Watcher group that Saul's affiliated with, probably George Clooney and other people, that probably created serial killers. There are the ones that beheaded those women in Yosemite Park or programmed Cary Stayner to. Cary was in John's book, Black Lightning. And he had never committed any crime whatsoever, but this group abducted his little brother for years by a pedophile that the government let off for murdering little boys. After his little brother got loose, then they set up a situation just like they tried to set up with me one night after they stole a script from my laptop, and I went to the Apple store to try to get it back. A car pulled out in front of me on a busy road right when the traffic had died down. An old beat up car. I stopped. I couldn't figure out why that car stopped there. And then this other car behind me speeded up. It was like they were trying to sandwich me. I have turbo, and I cut around the big car. Went straight to the police station. The car disappeared the same night. I called my husband and said, I can't come home. I'm too shaken up. He said they broke in, took my black cat, bashed her in the head, stuck her in a cage. They leave impaled mice with tweezers. They come down from Salem, Massachusetts, too, they say. Saul believes there's some witchcraft crap. He's an idiot. He's a total nut. He put me in a book called Black Creek Crossing with no understanding of the land. The rocks and stuff here with devil heads are much older than the time period he said a story. So put a witchcraft book in there. So I was supposed to be a witch. He had this idea to kill me on my land. I wrote a story that was stolen, and then he told me when I went on a cruise, the month the book came out, before I knew it was based on me, had my name and everything, Black Creek Crossing, I had Sullivan in a script. And part of the characters that were in the script turned up in Black Creek Crossing, but then George Clooney had the same characters in The Godsend. And later, they said George Clooney nabbed John's work, but he ended up using mine instead. It's all a conspiracy. But they have, for years, drained my whole youth essence. And they said, I have pictures taken in my aura, 2 different pictures. It's all white except for a little pink in one, all white, and another place a little bit of green. They said that I had a pure soul, a pure heart. For over 20 years, they have damaged my brain to make me feel like some evil force has a hold on me. I tried to break free years ago. I went to every freaking government agency, detective agency, police. No one would help me. They protected these people. They protected these killers. And so I went to churches, I wrote the Vatican. I visited the Vatican before this to try to get blessed and healed from this group to make them leave me alone, and got to see Pope John Paul. Nothing stops these people. They represent Satan. When I was a child, I feared monsters like these, but I always thought there would be enough good men in the world to put these people away. And if they didn't put them away, when they attacked them, I figured they should have killed them. If I had the power right now, I would kill every single son of a bitch in this group. And I asked God yesterday, kill them all. Damn them all. Damn them all. I am powerless the way they hide, the way they gang me. These are not men. These are monsters. They are depraved. They are fools. They're pedophiles. They're rapists. They're drug addicts. If you could see what this group did to those women in Yosemite Park, almost cut one of their heads off. They're into head decapitation. This lady named Jensen used to go to John Saul's site. Right after John Saul got back from Africa, she wanted to post articles about how they were raping little babies in Africa. Raping babies. Now this group is out for me, and they're telling me to come and be murdered because I pushed that heart writer out of my brain through these NASA weapons or whatever they're using. Whatever they're using with these weapons is to let some kind of demons or these freaking monsters in space infiltrate you. You've seen a change taking place to me, but I won't let that change happen. They said, we just want to rip your heart out. They're mad because, another reason, whenever whenever I was feeling they were really going to kill me, and I was burning every night, and I was having near-death experiences, I was sleeping in my car in the winter outside the house because they were just annihilating me with these energy weapons through the Skull Army and stuff. I reached out to Russia to see if I could come to Russia to see if I could get help. They went nuts. They gave me a lobotomy. I've never been right since. My mind is not functioning right. That Saul will never be in my heart, in my head. And he's like, well, I'll protect you if you let me feel that I'm overpowering you like a handler. And I'm like, nobody overpowers me. I just turned it over to God yesterday, and I just said, and God knows what I think and feel. And there is no darkness in my life anymore. I shut the door. The only open window leads to God, and it's of light. So what this group is trying to do is get me away to where they can wear me down. They said, take me in the woods, eat my heart. I would love the advantage. It's not fair for them to gang me, but I would love the advantage of Saul, for all that Saul did to me and all this group did to me. If I had a weapon, I would love to kill them. I would love to kill them. I would love to kill them if they try to hurt me, because I would like to get back the youth they stole, the light they stole, the passion that I had for life they stole, the love that they stole, and for them murdering my mother and making her suffer for ages before she died. I'd love to kill them for that. I'd love to murder them with my bare hands for attacking my innocent father at bingo when he didn't have a computer to know who they were, because I went to the FBI and reported Clooney and all these people at Warner Brothers and stuff, and I reported them for plagiarism. I didn't know if Clooney was attacking me or if it was just all giving my work to them through Andy Cohen, a pitching agent. I met Terry Brooks, a part of the Star Wars, who wrote the Star Wars trilogy, part of the Star Wars group. That group ganged me. I'm receiving stuff from Steven Spielberg now, I guess because I questioned before if Heather Work was murdered, and I wondered if this group was feeding off of her, because before she died, they did a mannequin where she had lost all her innocence, and she looked like a decrepit old lady in this mannequin, and the demon, they tried to make me think the demons had devoured her, like they're trying to do with me, drawing pictures of me as Snow White now with my face all cut up, sending me pictures of my stepdaughter in front of the Rockefeller Square while there's women on her stepmom's page that hates my husband with the name Rockefeller. Rockefeller's in John Saul's books. If you read his books, you'll see all these murders, and after every murder there's a code or a mention of some elite group. He talks about this group in Midnight Voices. And he also, I believe, was I wrote a story, and then I called it Perfect Nightmare, and I made it about him buying a ticket to paradise and then meeting a predator that happens to belong to a cult. And later, he did the story Perfect Nightmare, but he made it about the Joker that was in, before Dark Knight ever came out, the guy with the smiley face like the clown, taking children to his little tea room so he can rape them. Teenage girls sneaking in people's homes like they do mine, these watchers, to get their panties, to masturbate in their bedrooms. Like they put the cameras in my house for years. This group was putting cameras everywhere. Harold Winfurther told me when I was at Oakwood for a course at New York Film Academy, for a month he said they were putting cameras in my apartment, filming me nude without my awareness, and putting drugs in my food to knock me out in the day. They're doing this to your teenagers. They're doing this to your young. They're already posting pictures of some of my relatives' little boys in Bowling Green, second cousins, little kids like 2 or 3, and telling me Steven Spielberg likes them. They look like Elliot from E.T. I'm getting this. I'm getting stuff from Disney telling me that they're Disney executives and famous actors, and they eat a lot of pizza, and then telling me they love little children. That's why you see in Polar Express all these kids going off to be away from their parents, and all the little people with elves, little demons. They're going there to be seduced. That's why they're building these trains and concentration camps. They want your young. They want to infiltrate them with demons. They want to take their light like they did mine. Try to take their soul like they're doing mine, and have the greatest time feeding on their flesh and drinking their blood and stealing their souls. With Paris Jackson, she was the sweetest, beautiful little girl at 15, just starting to blossom. They took her. They had her try to kill herself with the mind weapons after she did a photo shoot and had Tim Burton pictures. They locked her away, and next thing you know, they're trying to make her sleep with the skankiest men on the planet, covering herself in tattoos, and they said, we want to feed on her young flesh. She's an offering to Satan. All these people they're getting to cover in tattoos, lose their virginity, they're offerings to Satan. They tried to make me an offering to Satan through destroying my brain. They said they destroyed my smile. They destroyed my optimistic outlook. They said they want my soul. They want to eat me alive or rip my heart out and eat it because they want me as an offering to the Antichrist. And I know if somebody had destroyed people like them when I was young in my childhood, murdered these monsters for the crimes they committed, our world would be beautiful today. The light would be there. These weak cowards that have this, they wear heavy artillery and these black outfits and shit, try to feel like they're bad, are the biggest wimps in the universe. They cry like babies when you get them away and you start making them look in the mirror of all the things that they did. And I know they represent the devil.